and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you what it's like to build a portrait studio on location. This location is going to work out just perfect. The roof is nice and tall, so I don't need to worry about the umbrellas bumping up to the top. And also the space is wide open, as you can see, as I have an entire floor available to me. I always arrive early to the location to give myself plenty of time to set up. Typically I show up at least an hour and a half before I need to, because you never know what it is that you're walking into until you're actually there. As you can see, I have some of the maintenance people checking with me and helping me out as far as turning on lights, and also showing me some of the electrical outlets where they're at. In this place, they actually needed to go ahead and make sure that I had power. You're seeing here that I have two light stands for the lights. These are about 8 foot tall. And then I'm also using two light stands to actually hold up the backgrounds. The lights that I'm using are Godox MS200. This is a 3 light set. And I also purchased an extra one just to have 4 lights in case I had any issues. I never like to go into anything without any backup. This set came with umbrellas, but I decided to use the glow softbox. I really like the glow softboxes. They're much easier to set up than the umbrellas that came with the set. These soft boxes come with grids, but I won't be using it for this photo shoot. What I'm doing now is sitting where I would put the client to make sure that I have the umbrellas at a 45-degree angle. I made sure to go ahead and place the sandbags at the bottom of the light stands to make sure that they don't get knocked over. Here I'm placing tape on the floor to mark the spot. And here you can see what the final setup looks like. So I use the Peak Design camera straps. What I love about these straps is that they're easy to attach and detach from the camera. The reason I go ahead and attach the camera straps, I know I have everything secure and I can't drop anything. And also when I'm taking portraits, I'll typically hang the camera off my shoulder so that I can go ahead and greet the person and tell them where to stand and provide any information that I may want to. And I want to make sure that my hands are free. And sometimes I need to adjust the person's coat or perhaps a tie. I'm hoping to use today the Tamron 35 to 150 millimeter lens. This will be the first time that I get to use it for portraits. So my setup is 2 Godox MS200 studio flashes, and I'm going to be using the new X3 transmitter. This is the one for Nikon cameras to go ahead and trigger the flashes. One thing that I am going to do today to make sure that I don't change my settings once I have something I'm comfortable with is make sure I lock it down so that I don't change things every time I touch the top of the screen when picking up the camera. I'm going to go ahead now and trip the flashes by hitting the lightning bolt button. Everything seems to be working great. You're going to see right here where I have the padlock. If I tap that, I can go ahead and lock the transmitter. If you hold the side button for a couple of seconds, it doesn't take too much time to go ahead and unlock the transmitter. I'm going to use my Sekonic light meter to take a meter reading, and that way I can go ahead and set my exposures. And once I have everything set, I'm going to go ahead and lock down the transmitter so that I don't have any issue with anything changing. I'm going to go ahead and set my ISO at 200, and the aperture is going to be f8. And what I've done is I set the flashes at our quarter power. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to have the 2 backgrounds, a gray and a blue. My client requested both options. When I have the subject come to take their portrait, they'll let me know what color they would like. And then I'm just going to slide them in and out. So that should work out really good. This is what I've done before, and it's always worked out without any issues. I am going to be using a stool. If the person is really tall, I need to go ahead and sit them down so that I'm not at an angle that's not favorable to them coming out good in their portrait, and to make sure that they fit with the height of my background. One of the main reasons though I do it is for people with glasses, you need to get them down lower so that you don't get the reflection of the light boxes or the umbrellas in their glasses. As you can see, that's how simple it is to go ahead and switch out the backgrounds. What I've done is place a piece of tape on the floor, marking my spot as to where I want to put the leg so that I can quickly go ahead and place with the background where I need to do it. I'm going to go ahead and show you now. I'm going to switch back to that gray one. And that's how easy it is to go ahead and switch. What you want to do is grab that stand, the back, and hold the background in case it comes off. It doesn't fall down and maybe hit the person, hit yourself, or fall to the ground and get dirty. Taking some final readings to make sure that I have everything set and ready to go. What I've done is I've used my collapsible white balance card here to go ahead and get my correct white balance for my pictures. This is what my setup looks like. I've gone ahead and moved my cart to be over the cables to kind of block them from getting stepped on and tripped over. One thing that's really important is get yourself some sandbags so that you can put them on the legs of the tripod and weigh them down so that they don't easily fall over in case they get bumped into or tripped over. Always stay tuned and aware what's going on with all your equipment. There's a lot going on here. You have a transmitter, you have lights, it's done wirelessly. Make sure that your exposures are set correctly and that they don't change. Make sure that the autofocus box is getting on that eye. And what you want to do is make sure you're focusing on the eye closest to the camera, whether it's the right or the left eye. You really want both eyes to be in focus because these are portraits. You don't want to shoot this at a wide open aperture. I'm going to be photographing these photos today at an f8. And that should give me enough depth of field to get both eyes in focus, nose, and throw out the background a little bit because of the distance that I have it away from the subject. Make sure you don't put your subjects with the background right on their back. That's not a good shot. And you're gonna get shadows too, potentially. In the case of these photos, if you got that background close to the subject, you may get the colors affected by the background that you're using. The blue one here could really affect things. So you wanna make sure you have that background at a nice distance from your subject. You can see here that I'm giving some guidance to the person. When a person arrives, I always go ahead and make sure that I look at them and see that everything is looking good. And I make sure that I point out where they're gonna go ahead and stand or sit. A lot of times they'll actually grab that chair and move it from its spot. And remember, my exposures are set on exactly that spot. And the reason that my spot is so important is, remember, my exposures are set to that specific spot. And the benefit of this is that I don't need to change anything. And it's important that the exposure and the white balance is the same for every single image, because these images may go on a website and you want them all to look uniform. I use hand gestures and head movement as I am instructing the person to help them with their pose. We're good, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good day. Thank you. One technique that has worked really well for me is to have the client put their palms together and run them from the top to the bottom of their coat, and then keep the palms pressed against the coat at the bottom to make it look nice and fit. Get down a little. Here. You got it. Chin down a little. I always make sure to offer the client to take photos from both sides. Oh, right here? Yeah, just go like this a little. Perfect. Sit up top, and then chin over. Perfect. Now we're gonna do that squat. Perfect. One more. You good?
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Hey, bud, how you doing?
Good. How you doing? Eric.
Eric, come George. Have a seat, Eric. Thank you. Perfect. Let's put the phone there on the, so you don't worry about it. Ask this gentleman to go ahead and put his phone down on the table. You want to make sure that your client is not busy thinking about something that they're actually trying to hold on to on their hands. Providing options: 2 photos, one serious, one smiling, and opposite sides. Let's do the other side. I'll get the show. Over here. Perfect. Chin down a little. How's your side?
Okay.
The person that I'm working with that coordinated this event calls out the color background for each person as they show up. This way, there's no backlog.
Yes. Oh, nice.
Make sure you're helpful. Sometimes it matters. This young lady was wearing a green top, and I don't think it would have looked that great with the blue background. The gray would definitely work out better with this one. It always pays off to be friendly with your client. This gentleman here was proposing a photo opportunity for me to go ahead and do some photography for their website.
How much of the body shows in the picture?
All of it.
All of it?
Just a headshot.
Okay, so I was like, oh no, same.
Especially from
better.
here up.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Cool.
Turn it. There you go. Beautiful. Now here on this side here, just move the hair back a little bit. Perfect. Chin over. Beautiful. What I'm going to do is I give it to you with enough space for you guys to crop it however you want it.
Okay, perfect.
Turn it a little bit the body. Bring that chin over. Perfect. You're done.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Okay,
So do
right.
I go this way or that way?
Give me what you feel comfortable with, and then I'll adjust you a little bit. Okay, here and there, move back a little bit. Our coat, you're pretty up. Sit up tall. Gotta love this red jacket with the blue background. Just beautiful. I asked the client if it would be all right if I went ahead and adjusted her coat, and she said that it was fine. Go ahead and stand on the X for me. Make sure they're in the spot that they need to be in, or your exposure would be off. In this case, she would have been underexposed because she was about a foot behind
Should I
my
do
spot.
button or open?
No, leave it button. When you crop it for a headshot, you have that nice shape.
Okay.
It'll look better when you crop the photo for a portrait headshot that the coat was closed. One more. Over here a little bit. Let's go back to the other side since you're standing. Okay. One more. And then come here. Here. As soon as I know the background color that the next client wants, I go ahead and start making the change even before the client is there to speed up the process. It's your call.
How many shots do I get sworn?
I'm gonna shoot you a million times this over here. No, you're, couple of shots.
Okay.
See if I can get rid of the glare, and we'll do a couple of the glasses.
Sure, yeah.
Bring the chin down a little, because we're gonna have to fight that glare. Okay, here we go. I just finished the photo shoot, and it's now time for the teardown. Sometimes I think I hate the teardown much more than I do setting it all up. For some reason, it always seems to take a little bit longer. On the ground, you'll see that I am placing my Godox flashes into the Godox carrying case. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and I thank you guys for watching.